on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC reality check, and you don't see my pretty sexy face, so you know I'm not alone. The biggest comeback since CM Punk. Guapo, say what's up, buddy.
That is right. Hola, mis amigos. Senor Guapo is back again. And guess what? We're talking about AEW All Out.
All right. It's tired in here. I'm going to have to ask you to simmer all the way down.
I'm sorry. I just drank an energy drink. It is 8:23 p.m. Central Time for us down here in the Americas.
In the Americas.
I just drank an energy drink. I'm now sipping on a nice Coke, a Cola Zero sugar.
I love how you had to specify like what kind of Coke you were talking about.
Well, I can't just say Coke because,
drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad, okay? And we're talking about the CM Punk is back, baby!
Yeah, he is. I do want to, unfortunately, I do have to start this out on a bit of a down note. Because I've had kind of a shitty week, and I haven't really done any content on the channel this week, it would be really, really shitty of me to not acknowledge the passing in the past couple of days of former WCW and Impact star Daphne. I'm not really going to get much into the details of how she passed. I don't think that's appropriate, but it's super fucking sad, and check on your people, and if you don't have people, find me and Guapo on Twitter. We'll be your people.
Absolutely. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Anything you want. If there's something wrong, reach out. It's being in a bad place. You don't have to be in a bad place alone. There's always a friend. Condolences to the family of Daphne. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I will say on a personal note, to the people passing around that little piece of video, you guys are pieces of shit.
Absolutely. I have not watched it, and I'm not looking for it.
I saw like the first couple of seconds of it because I thought it was something else. Like I thought it was like a tribute thing, and it was not. And that's just not cool. Like I don't care what kind of clicks or attention or whatever you're trying to get. That's pretty shitty, and I feel bad because I didn't see much of Daphne in Impact because she wasn't there when I was watching, but you think back to like the David Flair and Crowbar and Daphne days.
I definitely remember Daphne in the WCW days.
Yeah. No, but it set the, I don't want to get super metaphorical, but like set the trail for people like your Pages, your AJ Lees, your Shotzi Blackhearts, your,
yes.
I don't know who else, your Gigi Dolans, your Cora Jades, your so on and so forth. Just a really, really shitty situation. Like we said, can't imagine the type of stuff that she was going through. A lot of other people are going through stuff. If you need to talk to people, please talk to people, especially right now, the past 2 years or so. Nobody's really that great. So not only reach out if you need to reach out, but also like check on your people, folks. That's all I got. I wish I had something more eloquent to say, but I just don't.
I think you said it right.
But moving awkwardly on from that to the business at hand, All Out this Sunday, and when this goes out, this is going to go out Saturday morning as a podcast. I hope you guys get a chance to listen to it before Sunday night, because this.
This is a stacked fucking card. That's what it. There, I said it.
Am I out of line saying this is WrestleMania for this year? Like we had
Absolutely.
WrestleMania, and then we had like SummerSlam.
Let's be real. WrestleMania was trash this year.
Well, look at the first main event. Anyways,
exactly.
What? I didn't say that. No, but WrestleMania was good. It was good to see people in front of fans, even though you couldn't see everybody. SummerSlam was good for what it was. SummerSlam's more of a party than a hardcore wrestling thing, so it was good, to be fair. I get why they were treating it like this is the WrestleMania for this year, but like other than the literal size of it, because it's a smaller building and whatnot, this is the WrestleMania for this year. Am I wrong with that?
Pretty much.
I'm wrong.
I mean, you're spot on. Yeah, this is basically WrestleMania.
Yeah, with one possibly two exceptions. There's not a single match on here that I'm not jacked for. And this is me, the guy that's slowly coming around to AEW because Vince is about to take NXT behind the barn and put two in its head.
Look, I don't. The match that you are saying that you're not excited for it. I know which match it is. I'm also not excited for it. It will be the piss break. I hate to say it, but
Okay,
it's fine.
well, then that's why it's the one we're going to start with.
All right, so Paul White versus QT Marshall. Here's why it sucks.
Guapo, tell me why this is good. Tell me why this is on this card. I'm not even the AEW guy, and I'm bummed that this is on the card.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest. This should be a pre-show match. However, the only reason why it's not is because it is Paul White's first televised match outside of New York. Let's just say that.
I don't see, and that's not my problem. Like,
no,
I'm all good. I'm all good with Paul White being there. Like, it's going to be he's there to be a commentator.
For those of you who don't know, Paul White is formerly known as The Big Show.
Yeah.
That's right. Captain Insano himself is in AEW, and he will be fighting this Sunday night in the Sears Center in Chicago, Illinois.
If he came out as Captain Insano, I would pop.
I would die. I'll pop as like no other if he came out in Captain Insano gear.
But here's the thing, though, right? Even though I'm not super excited about a Paul White match, I get the appeal of AEW presenting a Big Show match.
Absolutely.
Like, I just QT Marshall needs to get off my screen.
I agree with you.
Like, I'd rather this match be against Cody Rhodes. What does that say about QT Marshall?
Yes.
I don't get it. And I know you were playing catch up with Dynamite this week because you're a busy guy and such. But Billy Gunn?
I don't get it either. But part of it's, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe they're finally really dissolving the Nightmare family. But I don't know. I didn't get the swerve. It had Shield turn vibes.
But the opposite of Shield turn vibes, though, because people gave a shit about the Shield.
Yes, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Gun Club. I enjoy seeing Billy wrestle. The man is a fucking, you forget how big he is, and then you see him in a ring.
Dude, when and I'm not even doing my cheesy, Spaz Phoenix bucket list thing. When he did come and do a spot at Destiny, and I got a chance to meet him, it is that cliche of, holy fuck, this guy's big.
Yeah,
me next to him is really fucked. But see, here's the thing though. After that heel turn, as much as it didn't make any sense, as much as it's kind of whatever, as much as Billy Gunn,
it made as much sense as a Big Show random ass heel turn.
Right. But see, here's my problem. After Wednesday, if we're gonna go nostalgia, if we're gonna go for the marquee value of it, why didn't they just give us Paul White versus Billy Gunn?
Right, I agree.
The biggest famouser in captivity.
True.
I can't care.
I don't know. I don't care either. Paul White for the win, though?
Oh, of course. If it's...
Actually, no, QT wins it, I think. Some sort of fuckery and bullshit.
I don't know. I want there to be the ridiculous... And they did it on Wednesday. I want them to do it again here with, more people, because he's got the factory, and now he's got the Gun Club with him as well. I want them all to pile on Big Show. I'm going to call him Big Show. I don't care.
You're fine.
I want him to do that burst out spot again because it's the cliche from every Royal Rumble ever, but it's still worth a pop. This is not a match for match's sake. This is a match for look, we've got the Big Show, isn't that cool?
Pretty much.
And I have no problem with that at all.
And part of it also is because Big Show really wanted to get back in the ring and do some sort of wrestling. Yeah. Okay, so
they put a photo of his ass on TV.
Yes. Before he was released from WWE, he dropped a shit ton of weight, and the man has been working out like no other. The Big Show is fucking cut. He has a 6-pack.
Yep. Oh, the dude's insane.
So I all props to him for that, because hell, I've been trying to do a diet and it's not fucking working. Mostly because I like food.
Well, I'll tell you something from my own personal experience. I haven't been dieting at all, and it's not working for me either.
No,
But
I don't
know. It will be cool to see him. It's just it's not a match. It's a glorified segment.
I agree.
And but I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind seeing him mix it up with some of the big guys that are there. It wouldn't be a long-standing story or anything, but Paul White working with somebody like Wardlow,
yes,
that could be fun.
Absolutely.
Wardlow could do the Hogan slams Andre spot, and it'd be fine. I I don't care. Like, the thing that bugs me about QT Marshall, and then we will get off of it because I don't want to spend that much time on this. The thing about QT Marshall being on this card that bothers me is how many cool people are not on this card.
Yes.
I mean, I know he holds value for most people, but Cody Rhodes isn't on this card. Malachi Black, who's already kicking ass, is not on this card. FTR versus Proud and Powerful was on this week's Dynamite. That could have been on this card. And
right.
But yet we have room for this.
Yes.
That's my end thought about that. Paul White's going to come in and punch him, and everybody's going to cheer, and then we're going to get on to something more important.
Yes.
I need your help on this one, because I don't know anything about New Japan.
Okay.
You got to tell me who Satoshi Kojima is and how good the match with Moxley is going to be.
There will be blood.
Nice.
Both, I mean, Kojima is essentially more or less Mick Foley of Japan.
Okay, fair enough.
So two people who are very heavy hitting going at each other. It's going to be good. I mean, there's no other way of really like saying it. Like Kojima is one of the best wrestlers from Japan. Now, granted, he's 50 years old. He's been doing this since I'm pretty sure like he was 14. I haven't watched like a shit ton of matches with Kojima, but the matches I have seen with him, he's really, really good. Like solid in the ring, no matter what.
Because he wasn't the initial opponent for Moxley. Am I right?
Correct.
Because who is he supposed to be fighting?
I want to say he wanted to be fighting Tanahashi.
Okay. And see, if and when that does happen, you're going to have to tell me about Tanahashi, too. But
Japanese John Cena.
Okay, fair enough. Do we think...
I mean, that pretty much sums it up, yeah.
Do we think Moxley's not going to win this?
No, Moxley's winning it because he wants to go to Japan and destroy Tanahashi.
Okay, fair enough. Very, very, very cool. I hate this because it's like I can only talk about one side of the match, and I'm a fan of Moxley, so obviously I want him to win, and you sound like he's gonna win, so
I think Moxley's winning it, so...
Moving swiftly on to the match that's now on the kickoff because the Casino Battle Royal got moved to the main card. Matt Hardy, TH2, and Private Party versus Jurassic Express and this modified version of the Best Friends.
Yes.
Guapo, I don't care about this one, man.
I'm not going to lie, I don't care either, so good guys win.
Good guys win. I know one of the Best Friends is missing, so you've got...
And by no means do I mean, like, I don't care about any of these people in this match. I just don't care about the storyline that they have been doing with this. Mostly because Jurassic Express should really be in the title picture right now.
Well, that's the thing is like look at how close they got,
yeah.
And now they're on the kickoff in not even a regular tag team match. Like why isn't Jurassic Express taking on FTR or Proud and Powerful or like those three have a triple threat match on the kickoff just to be like okay whoever wins tonight here's the next contender or something like that. But I don't know what to say, man. I like the Hardy Boys. You and anybody else that's ever worked with me and anybody else that's ever listened to me know I'm a mark for the Hardys.
Correct. Mostly Jeff.
Mostly Jeff, but Matt in his individual like creative endeavors, right?
Correct.
I hate Matt Hardy right now just because
he's doing his job.
No, but like I don't hate him like, oh my god, I want something to happen to you. It's like, I hate you, like, I would rather see, like, I don't want to say he's getting down to QT Marshall levels, but he's not far. But, like, the bigger problem for me is, like, he's made Private Party lame. And Private Party was one of the first things in AEW that got me excited about AEW. Like, it was one of the first acts that I saw that was like, okay, those guys are having a good time. I can jive with this.
Right.
Like, so not only is he being lame, but it's, like, a person that I like is being lame and rubbing off.
It's affecting a team that you like,
yeah.
Yes.
And TH2, like, I looked at them and I was like, okay, that's probably a team I'm going to get into eventually. Like, I'll warm up to them at some point. and they've fallen into the same trap. And like I say, I want Jurassic Express to do better things, and Best Friends is just kind of weird. I think the female member of their group is going to have a better night, but we'll get there when we get there. Babyfaces win because it's a kickoff match.
Right.
Now, not going to lie, one of the things I'm looking forward to most about this, because I love what I find crazy about this, and I'm going to go off on a slight tangent here, and you can tell me what you think. I have given AEW a hard time because I was an NXT guy. It's going to die. I'm sad. It's fine. We can talk about it later. Even when I was dumping on AEW, I love the Casino Battle Royal concept. Right?
Yes.
And the people that I know that are really, really hyped for AEW, like from day one, are already complaining on Twitter that they're sick of the Casino Battle Royal concept. And I'm like, why? Now, when they tried to turn it into a ladder match, it got a bit much. When they tried,
the ladder match I didn't enjoy very much. I can admit that
because
as well.
the whole problem with that was like you could have somebody win before all the competitors were even in theoretically, right? When they did the tag team one, it was a bit lame too. But like the singles men, the singles women, Casino Battle Royals, I think it's an awesome concept. They always use it.
I do too.
Introduce somebody new, and I want it to keep being a staple of their shows, because it's like there's only 4 shows a year anyway. If they put one of these on every show, I'd be like, all right, cool. Even if it does
you're guaranteed a debut or a major return every show.
Every show,
essentially.
But even if they don't, like, and I know I overuse the term now, but like random hectic pile of people match.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they do one like in the next little while and don't debut anybody new, it's still a fun concept.
Yes.
Like I don't think it needs to fall into the Royal Rumble category where like you have to bring back a legend, you have to have a girl run in on the guys' Rumble, and you have to have somebody from Dark make their debut on Dynamite.
Right.
Or like I don't think you have to do that, because I think the concept itself is new enough that it sells itself. I think this is the first time, and you're obviously going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, where we've known every participant but the Joker. And we're going to get to the Joker in a second.
Yes, I think so.
But putting the Joker aside, and the fact that I think the Joker is going to win, Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Tay Conte, Diamante, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, Kira Hogan, Abaddon, Layla Hirsch, Kylan King, Anna Jay, Riho.
Yep.
Now, it does say something that they've got a roster like that, and we barely get any of it week to week. That is still definitely a problem. But there's a couple of cool stories in here. Thunder Rosa's Thunder Rosa.
Yes.
We haven't seen Big Swole in a while, unless she's been on Dark.
She's been on Dark, yeah.
Okay. I don't
Dark
watch
and Elevation.
I don't watch the YouTube shows. I don't believe wrestling should give you homework.
I've been catching. I've catch us a couple of them here and there.
Right. Cool to see Rebel, because she's been injured for a while. It's nice to see her back in there. Jamie Hayter just showed back up as Britt Baker's heater. I mean, everybody else seems to love Jade Cargill. I really don't. I really like Abaddon. I would love to see more of Abaddon. I love Layla Hirsch. Not in a, oh my god, she's going to get a title match way, but I just find her really enjoyable. Anna Jay just returned from her injury, which is awesome. Riho just came back, I think, because she had some adverse effect to the vaccine or something like that is the story. What I like in here, and it's not going to affect the match on Sunday, and I don't think she's going to win. I love seeing Kira Hogan in this mix. Because I've been, you and I have talked about it a little bit. Me and Jake have talked about it quite a bit. I have been dipping my toe back into the Impact Wrestling pool. And so I got to see her and Tasha Steelz when they were Fire and Flavor. I really like her. She is better version Sasha Banks. I hope they do something awesome with her. Don't put her in the title picture right away. That's cool. That's fine. But do something. Have her come and, like, smack the head off Thunder Rosa, and then they can have a decent match or something like that, right?
Right.
But I think we all know who the assumed Joker is.
Ruby Soho.
Yeah. I really hope it is. And,
Me too.
And I really hope that she wins.
She wins it. I agree. Ruby Soho is my pick for the Joker, as well as the person to win it. And then we get a Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker segment.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing, right? And, I haven't had you on in forever, so
Yes.
Welcome back, which I should have said at the
Thank you.
beginning. But it is a little bit of an opportunity for me to get your take on a bunch of things. The conversation about Charlotte apparently eventually coming over to AEW.
Quite possible.
I don't want Charlotte to be in the title picture right away.
No,
I want Charlotte to have
her doing that.
I want to see her having like awesome technical matches, right? So I want to see Charlotte versus Thunder Rosa. I want to see Charlotte versus Serena Deeb. I want to see Charlotte versus Hikaru Shida, right? Because those are the wrestling matches right now. But if you want to do character matches, like Britt Baker's the most, like, there are better wrestlers in the division than her, but she is the most over thing in that division right now.
Correct.
And she got herself that way when she was injured enough that she couldn't wrestle.
Yes.
So big tip of the hat to her. But also, and I'm going to make this comparison again later on. She's the most over character they have, and if she's taking on Ruby Soho, she's probably taking on the most over character they could possibly bring in.
Yes.
I mean, like, barring like a Becky Lynch or a Sasha Banks or a Charlotte going over.
What if they swerve us and it's fucking Nikki Bella?
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, Nikki Bella's talking some shit right now.
Yeah.
I usually, okay, you know this? I usually back the Bellas because the Bellas get way too much shit that they don't deserve, right?
I agree.
But she's been shooting her mouth off about the Becky Lynch SummerSlam thing, and I'm like, it's fine. Belair's already been handed the world. She can take a loss. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about SummerSlam. But and I'm happy to see Becky Lynch back. So there's that.
Right. Exactly. Who doesn't love Becky?
Like, if you think about it, though, like, they're in two different places. Like, you take a look at, the former Ruby Riott and Charlotte Flair. They're definitely on two different levels, right? But right. Ruby Riott's the one I want to see go for the title because of the character of the person that's holding the title right now. Like, if Thunder Rosa was holding the title right now and Britt Baker was just doing awesome heel shit over here, then the whole conversation would get switched around. I also love the idea that, they need to turn Britt Baker face because she's way too over to be a heel. And it's like, yeah, but what's getting her over is her being a heel. So it's not going to work. I don't think so. If we are wrong, if the Joker is not Ruby Soho, if you were to pick from the 20 competitors that we know about, who would you throw in there? Guapo?
Sorry, I thought I unmuted myself. For like one of those competitors to win it.
Yeah, if the Joker doesn't win and the Joker isn't Ruby Soho and it's one of the 20 that we know for sure is in the match, because I know my answer.
Thunder Rosa.
Okay, yeah, Thunder Rosa is one of the big answers. I'm going a little farther down the predictable list. I would love to see Tay Conte take on Britt Baker.
Absolutely.
Because Tay Conte is awesome. There's a lot of other fun one-offs. I could not be paid.
Abaddon?
Abaddon for sure. Abaddon for sure. Or we bring over Spooky Alexa Bliss. It's fine. But, like, not Nyla Rose I don't care about. Like, Jade Cargill I extra don't care about. As a one-off, like I say, I don't think she would win by any stretch of the imagination. But Kiera Hogan, like, just attitude-wise versus Britt Baker could be a lot of fun. I don't want to do the whole one of her underlings wins, and that's when they find their independence. Like, so Rebel and Jamie Hayter, not the top of my list. Big Swole, Julia Hart,
Yeah.
Kylan King is just kind of there.
See, the only one in the 20 that I believe really stands a chance would be Thunder Rosa, only because we'd get the rematch of Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
Oh, the rematch from the Lights Out match.
Yes.
See, the thing is, though, like, I don't think she needs, like, she's in a position right now, I don't think she needs to win something like this to get herself back in that title picture. I think it'll happen naturally anyway. That's why I'm looking at somebody like Tay Conte, because in the day-to-day conversation of AEW, Tay Conte is not in the title conversation.
Right.
Like, that's where and I mean,
she was, because, she did get the title match against Sheeta.
that's true.
So,
But I think, like,
she's...
even though it's not that long ago, like, Tay Conte then and now is still, like, night and day to me.
Yeah, I can agree.
And the crowd loves her. Like I say, she's not top of the... She's kind of like, what's her name? I can't think of her name now because it's tired in here. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is nowhere near the top of the card on SmackDown, but the crowd loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's... Part of it is one of those, like, she's the only one left of the Riot Squad. I think that definitely plays a part, and people wanted the Riot Squad to do well. And now, what's her name? Sarah Logan's off having babies and teaching people how to hunt, and Ruby Soho's probably showing up here. And I will say the video packages that Ruby Soho has been putting out are pretty cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
Let's talk about a match that's not happening.
Yes.
Let's talk about a match that's not happening, Andrade versus Pac. We'll talk about this match as if it is happening, and then we'll talk about real life.
Okay.
Fair? I am bummed that we're not going to do this, because I like Pac more and more and more as time goes on. I like him as a solo guy, just in there kind of like, even when he's a babyface, he's still miserable.
Yes.
Which is kind of awesome.
That's the whole gimmick.
That's it's a reflection of the world in 2021. Even when even when we're happy, we know we're not really happy. Oops, did I say that out loud? I'm really excited about Andrade being in AEW. My take is AEW doesn't need to try so hard.
Right.
And that's not the only time I'm going to say this in this preview either. But, like, they brought him in, and they thought they needed to put somebody else with him. So they brought out Vicky Guerrero, which was sort of like, what? And then he had, like, some translator lawyer guy that was with him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought out Chavo, which is cool, because, you know, love the Guerreros, no disrespect, but, like, that you, by keeping on, like, piling more on him, you sort of put the idea out there that, like, he can't just go out there and be awesome. Like, I haven't seen this Andrade, like, we've only seen him have 2 matches, which is part of the problem. But, like, this Andrade does not feel like peak NXT TakeOver Andrade.
Right.
Which is a real bummer. And especially because, you know, 2 former NXT champions going at it on an AEW card is a nice little feather in their cap as well. But Pac's not going to be there because travel and such. So, let the speculation abound.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's someone else's shtick. We just have to be a little more patient, right?
Yeah. See, and it might be the I remember when NXT was good in me. Mm-hmm. I would much rather they use this as the place to introduce Adam Cole.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
no, so I'm just going to put this out there. So my entire thought was if they had a men's battle royal, Brian, Daniel, or Brian, whatever, Brian. I was going to say,
I guess we got to get used to calling him Danielson again, right?
Danielson, yeah, Brian Danielson, or Daniel Bryan.
Seeing as I never did, Brian. Because, you know, you're not anybody till you're in WWE.
Right. Anyway, so Brian, my idea was he comes out as the Joker, wins it, and then as he's celebrating, he asks for a mic, he says 2 words, and then he gets jumped in the crowd, and it's Adam Cole. That was my whole
nice.
My book it, which I would mark the fuck out at that. But also, if it was Andrade calling out somebody and Cole came out, I would mark with that too.
Nice.
But there is speculation that they are moving up Brian's debut to All Out. So.
Yeah, but they've also been dropping the stuff about Adam Cole, and Adam Cole let his contract expire. He does not have a 90-day no-compete.
So his whole thing was that his contract's been expired. He signed a
handshake agreement.
just a simple extension to work through SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah.
So the only thing is his contract expired. This was a basic extension that has no sort of clauses in it. So yeah, he has no 90 days. So he could literally pop up anywhere and everywhere anytime he wants.
And see, here's the thing, right? Like, because we're talking about, there's a lot, right? There's basically 4 names. I mean, we already got Aleister Black, so that one's kind of off the table. The other 4 names were Punk, Bryan, why is my brain? No, Punk, Bryan, Cole, and Wyatt.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, Wyatt's still under his 90-day.
Wyatt's still under his 90-day, and I'm actually going with what a lot of other people are saying right now. As much as it's not as big of a thing right now, I think a much better place for Wyatt would be Impact, just because they have so much of the creative, like, otherworld type stuff. So I do think what I wanted to say though is WWE has lost a lot of great talent over the past little while because they've either let them go or they've asked to leave and they've been picked up by AEW, whatever. Adam Cole is going to hurt WWE in a very different way than all of the other people that have left / been fired. Because all the other ones, like you look at CM Punk, obviously is the biggest example, look at his story, but Daniel Bryan got dicked around at times, Bray Wyatt got dicked around at times, all that kind of thing. But Adam Cole, I mean, he never went to the main roster, so it's NXT, so it's a slightly different conversation. There wasn't I can't think of any time from the day that he showed up and interrupted the main event at TakeOver to now. He was never not presented as a big deal, not presented as a main event fucking superstar, hardly ever had any time without a belt around his waist.
Yep. He
would be the guy that would have no complaints on the way out. Or I don't think would have. As far as how he's been. Now, if he wants to go work with his friends, he wants to go because Britt Baker's there. I'm not going to question any of that at all. But from a work perspective, there should be nothing pushing him out the door.
Correct.
So if if the fans want to say,
the only thing I see that they possibly could have had that was pushing him out the door was they offered him a major contract to go to Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
But they told him he'd have to give up his Twitch, and he already said he doesn't want to give it up because it's his time to be able to be a creator and be active in a community where he can be right there responding to his fans.
Oh yeah, no. If they offered him something for his future that was unacceptable, like that's sort of a sidestep away from what I'm saying. But I'm saying like everything up until this point, he's got nothing to complain about.
Oh, absolutely.
He's one of the very few people in WWE that hasn't been dicked around, who has been treated like a superstar from day one. So him looking at what he's been given by them and walking away has to be a bigger punch to WWE. Like, okay, Punk got dicked around. Yeah, obviously, of course he left. Bryan has been dicked around in the past. Of course he walked away. Wyatt, of course he got dicked around, walked away. Other people, right? Here's this guy that took everything the NXT world could give him and still made the decision to walk away. That's a different kind of impact. And I think, I could be wrong, there's probably somebody I'm forgetting, but I don't think there's anybody else that's going to have that particular type of impact if they move to AEW or somewhere else. And that's the
at the moment in the current landscape, I don't think there's anybody else other than Cole right now.
Yeah, I just think it's not that it's any better or any worse. Like, Punk's a great name, Bryan's a great name. If whoever gets Bray Wyatt, that's going to be a great name, a great creative mind, and whatever. Malachi Black is a great get. Buddy Murphy's going to be a great get.
Yes.
Apparently the Iconics are coming over. That's going to be a great get in a different way, right? But
Correct.
I don't think there's. I don't know. It's one situation in a bubble that I think is so different from the others, and I find it so interesting. Anyways, that was a long tangent. Andrade comes out and maybe takes on Bryan, maybe takes on Cole.
Yep.
Maybe beats the hell out of what's his name? Fuego. Maybe he
Fuego.
goes out there.
Oh, not Fuego.
Maybe he goes out there and beats the hell out of Fuego if Fuego got his face back from Miro. I don't know. If Andrade doesn't have a match, it'll be a bit of a bummer. But I mean, they did push the Casino Battle Royal to the main card. So time-wise, maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just that they're going to push it to another show.
Possibly.
But I mean, I'd be more bummed about that if they had done a better job of presenting Andrade. So maybe they're going to pull back and look at that at the same time. I'm more bummed about not seeing Pac than I am about not seeing Andrade, and Pac's the one we know we're not going to see.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about what we are going to see. Two big boys slapping meat. Miro versus Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship.
Why do you have to explain it like that? God.
That's the Big E quote.
I know. But coming out of Big E is a little different. So
you're saying I can't say it? Are you racist?
Yeah. A little bit. Miro? I think no matter.
Gonna leave that one on the shelf. We're gonna leave that one alone.
I'm not touching that one. Okay.
Let's talk about the match before we talk about who's gonna win, because this match is they're gonna kill each other. They're gonna kill each other.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill each other.
There's no other way around it. They're gonna kill each other. Honestly, nobody wins.
Everybody dies.
Oh God!
Here's the one thing I will say. I wouldn't mind Eddie Kingston picking up the TNT title for a bit. I think that could be a lot of fun. You got a lot of different ways you can go with that. My only problem with that, and it's not that I want to like handcuff Jon Moxley. I like Eddie Kingston more in this tag team with Jon Moxley. Not just because I said they should be a tag team way before it actually happened. I'm not just saying because I was right.
They work better as a tag team together.
I love watching them like go through the crowd and just talk shit. Like it's better than the match. Like seeing them come out, like he basically joins Moxley for the like through the crowd entrance, but it's just like them talking shit and like chilling with the fans and like being fans for a couple of seconds. I do like him better in the tag team with Moxley than as a singles guy, but that doesn't mean that he's bad as a singles guy. Now, I've been telling people in the past few Rampage reviews that I've done, in the past few topical things that I've done that hinted towards AEW, that when I got you on the show, I was going to talk about Miro and my complicated read on the Miro character.
Okay.
When he came in, I was having a laugh when he first came in.
The best man.
Because when he was doing the best man thing, when he was doing all the stuff with Kip Sabian, when he was doing all the video game stuff and whatever. And it was because he was two people. He was the guy that came out in the Gucci Mickey Mouse pajamas, and then he went into the ring and killed people.
Yes.
Now he's doing this weird, I think I'm Seth Rollins savior shtick, and then going into the ring and killing people. So he's gone from one character that exists over here before I go and kill people in the ring to another character that exists over here and then I go kill people in the ring. And I don't care, because once we get to the killing in the ring, it's awesome. But I find the old character that he was playing and the new character that he's playing detached from what's actually happening in the ring. And I can't describe it any better than that, because it's not bad. I like that we've got like the 5th version of the TNT title.
Right.
But the whole God's favorite wrestler and every promo I'm going to remind you how I'm shagging my hot wife. It sort of exists over here while the match is happening over here, and I don't know how long that's going to work.
I quite enjoy the references to
Lana,
to Lana or CJ or whatever you want to call her. I just think it's fun.
Oh, I never said it. This is why I said I was going to say this before, and I never actually said it. If the Joker in the Casino Battle Royal isn't Ruby Soho, and they want to boil some piss, have Lana come out as number 30 or as number 21.
I mean, hey, I'd go with it.
Well, you said Nikki Bella.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay,
I
well,
think
the Bella,
Miro ends up winning it.
if we consider the Bella twins to be like one element, maybe the Bella twins come out as the Jokers.
You mean the Iconics?
No, I mean the Bella twins.
Okay.
To boil the piss.
Oh, well,
What if Brie Bella comes out as the number 21, but that is only it's like the last hint before Daniel Bryan debuts. So she went. I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong,
No,
but I just
probably
think like Miro and CJ versus Brienne, Bella, and Bryan Danielson for the AEW Mixed Tag Team Championships.
No,
I'm going to hell. I think Miro's on a good run with the TNT title, if I'm honest. I mean, he absolutely destroyed Darby Allin to get it.
Yes.
But, I mean, Darby Allin's doing all right at the moment.
Right.
I think Eddie Kingston with that title.
It's dangerous.
No, I'm thinking, like, character-wise. Because
Mm-hmm.
two different names come to mind. And because, you know, maybe AEW doesn't necessarily want to be accused of, like, bringing in all these new main people and having them automatically be in the title picture. They don't want to have, like, the old-school TNA comparisons.
Right.
But for the TNT title, can you imagine the promo battles with Eddie Kingston with either Adam Cole or CM Punk?
God, no. God. That'd be interesting.
Or even, like, brothers fighting, Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley for the TNT title.
Oh God, yes. I mean, we already got them fight. Oh, they fought for the AEW title, so and that match was great. So yeah, I'm down with it.
Eddie Kingston beating the living shit out of MJF for the TNT title.
Yes, please.
No. Actually, it's a winner take all match. It's Eddie Kingston versus MJF for the TNT title and the beautiful diamond ring.
Moving on to MJF versus.
No, not yet.
Yeah, we're saving out.
Let's talk about
tag.
Let's talk about the match that is entirely predictable, but I don't mind. Or sorry, I shouldn't say the match is predictable. That the match is happening is totally predictable. In a steel cage, Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a fucking spot monkey fest.
I think somebody's going to get hurt in this match, and I don't wish that on anybody. But I think
so. Do we get a destroyer from the top of the cage?
Oh my lord! Now, here's my question, or here's my solution rather, because we talked about how Jurassic Express shouldn't be on the pre-show; they should be in another situation, right? And they teamed up with the Lucha Brothers on Dynamite this week to face the Super Elite. So with the Lucha Brothers going for the AEW tag titles, how are they not, even just as an exhibition, so to speak, how are Jurassic Express not going for the Impact tag team titles against the Good Brothers?
Good point.
I mean, I hate to say it because I'm not trying to throw shade at Impact, but you could even throw that on the kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a little side note, I've actually got to go to a Destiny show recently. It was good. Mm-hmm. Saw Aiden Prince get his head fucking torn open. I think I showed you the picture.
Yes, you did.
But more importantly, the next Destiny show. Destiny is doing their own Halloween Havoc, and they're actually doing it on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And the main event is Josh Alexander defending his Destiny Championship against Doc Gallows.
Oh.
And we don't know who she's facing yet, but we also got Jordan Grace on the card. So.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to be looking at her ass.
Back to the Bucks versus the Brothers, okay.
Back to the Bucks. I'm going to be not like Michael Sidgwick, and I'm going to like, touch ass.
God. We're getting off topic.
Touch ass. I mean, the Super Elite has already technically lost one title when Christian took the
Yes.
Impact Championships, right?
Correct.
If you run a story over the course of tonight where Christian takes the AEW title and the Lucha Brothers take the AEW tag titles and the Jurassic Express take the Impact tag titles and have it all fall apart in one night, and then Kenny Omega can have his little toy AAA title and he's fine. I'm an asshole. Don't even worry about it. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a little bit of the Cena treatment. I don't see the Bucks dropping those titles anytime soon.
I'm picking the Lucha Brothers to win it.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Interference or no?
No. Attempted interference that ends up getting them, making them, fucking them up. Not the Lucha Brothers.
What's his name? Cutler sprays the wrong one with the cold spray.
Yes.
Actually, I do have to send a quick shout out to Joe Cronin and Jake DeMarco. They brought up a great point on their Dynamite review.
Actually,
what up?
Cutler tries to do something, and Andrade comes and runs the interference because Pac's not there.
Ooh.
Continue that storyline, and Andrade helps the Lucha Brothers to win the titles. Win the tag titles.
Oh no! Hold on. Because you know what you get out of that? 5-on-5. Kenny, Bucks, Good Brothers versus Andrade, Lucha Brothers, and Jurassic Express.
I'm okay with that.
I'm definitely okay with that. Yeah. Even if you didn't want to necessarily continue the Pac story, even if it's just a matter of like, hey, so just because Pac didn't show up tonight, I don't get my spot on the card. Okay, cool. I'll launch myself into a title match.
Yep.
Like, you can play that simple part, or you can play it off as a continuation of the rivalry with Pac and the ongoing thing to pull in the Lucha Brothers and et cetera. Fuego del Sol comes in.
Hard pass now.
And helps them win. He becomes like the Lucha Marco stunt.
Oh God, no.
I will say, okay, going back to the first episode of Rampage, his match against Miro, where he definitely got like killed, and then they sent Sammy Guevara out there with the contract to tell him that he had a job anyway, all that kind of thing. Really, really just nice, cool moment. Very, very cool.
Shit.
You know what? Speaking of, and I know I said Malachi Black and a couple of other people, but in all reality, with the amount of focus that he's had recently, how the hell is Sammy Guevara not on this card?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, have him come out there randomly and have an open challenge, and have him get answered by Adam Cole or somebody. Let him have the match with Daniel Bryan that Darby's going to have with CM Punk, and we're going to talk about that shortly. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. Probably two of the most over women in the division right now. I love
Chris Statlander, but she takes the L here. That Britt wins it dirty, no matter what.
The only way that Britt loses this is if one of her backup people, either Jamie Hayter or Rebel, wins the Casino Battle Royal, which I'm not advocating for, and then attacks her as a way to set something up or to set that betrayal story off. And then you have Chris Statlander as a nice smiling babyface champion, and Britt Baker goes on to have a personal rivalry with, because Rebel's been with her the longest and taken all the shit. Right. So it makes more sense because Jamie Hayter just came back, so that's whatever. So you get Rebel, who's now sticking up for herself as a babyface, who finally gets sick of Britt Baker's shit, turns on her. They go off to have a personal rivalry while Chris Statlander goes on and takes on whoever. Chris Statlander. Okay, you want to talk about matches from other worlds, right? Mm-hmm. The alien defending her galactic championship against whatever the hell Abaddon is.
I mean, I'm all for that.
I am. I really am.
But I still think Britt wins it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's going to Impact instead. But like if Chris Statlander took on Abaddon, like Bray Wyatt would have to be the referee. He does like the upside down spider walk to do the pin.
Oh God.
I really want Bray Wyatt to go to Impact and just like be a mentor to Decay or something.
That would be interesting.
Decay's awesome. I don't even care. Like we've got this crossover, and we're going to talk about it more with the Kenny Omega Christian Cage thing, right? But I'm a little tired with the crossover only being like a 1 or 2 person thing. Like the Good Brothers are technically Impact guys, but they just show up on AEW to be like part of the Elite, or whoever's the champion has to go to Impact because they happen to be the champion. Like I wish it was a little bit more. Like I wish we were getting like a Britt Baker and Deonna Purrazzo like champion versus champion type of thing going on.
That'd be great.
I wish like. Can you imagine the Dark Order coming out and doing anything, and then being confronted by Decay? Ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
Ridiculous fun. I mean, everybody's saying, oh, like, Bray Wyatt should come and mentor the Dark Order. I don't think that's the way to go. Like, I get why people are saying it, but at the same time, I don't think that's the way to go. Like, if you go to Impact, you've got Decay there, you've got Su Yung and the other women that she's sort of, like, hypnotizing into her little group. Like, there's
No. You know where Wyatt needs to go.
Where's that?
He needs to go to ROH.
No.
And mentor.
No.
Danhausen.
No.
Yes. Very good. Very evil.
Guapo needs to get out there and touch grass. I'm gonna start calling you
Guapo.
Guapo.
Then they will make all the monies. Yes.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Moving swiftly on.
I very recently discovered Danhausen, and now I want Danhausen in AEW.
So you're me when Shotzi Blackheart joined NXT.
Yes.
Okay, so Bucks retain, Britt Baker retains. Chris Jericho versus MJF. Let's talk about the story first.
This is the biggest toss-up the entire night, honestly.
I want to talk about the story first, though.
Okay.
The entire story between Jericho and MJF is awesome. It kind of makes me think of the Y2J Shawn Michaels thing, like where everybody was saying like Jericho was going to be the next Shawn Michaels, but he wanted to be the first Chris Jericho. Now everybody's saying MJF's going to be the next Jericho, but he wants to be the first MJF.
Right.
When they did the 5 Labors of Jericho, what was your take on the 5 Labors of Jericho?
I fucking loved it. It was extremely smart booking and writing. Besides, the only match out of all of them I didn't really like or really care about was Jericho versus Wardlow.
It was weird as a second last challenge. I'll give you that.
Yes.
The
Nick Gage match, fucking crazy.
First match I've only seen 2 Nick Gage matches. One of them was him versus Jericho.
Another was
Dynamite.
Ryder or Cardona,
and the other one was him and Cardona.
Yeah.
So, but here's why I'm asking you, right? Because the criticism that I've heard, because it was so out there and so violent and whatever, everybody was saying the Nick Gage thing should have been the last challenge. But
no.
But here's my thing,
I think
right?
being the second challenge was good.
Well, my logic to it is yeah, normally, like, if you want to go to, like, the way, like, WWE books something, like, simplistically, right? Like, normally they'll do, like, a match, a rematch, maybe a no-holds-barred, then you move on to something like Hell in the Cell, and it graduates upward, right?
Right.
My thinking with the Labors of Jericho and why that doesn't work the same way is, yeah, all the other challenges were great, and if we had ramped up to the Gage match, that would have been logical. Like, there would have been logic to that for sure, like escalating to like more drastic measures, right? My thing, I don't really count the Shawn Spears match because that was just a regular weekly episode of Dynamite type thing, right? My thing is do the Gage match first, and then every other challenge he has to do is whatever that challenge is in itself, but Jericho has to do that with the damage that Gage already put on him.
Right.
And I think that makes so much more sense. And again, the people that are way more into AEW than even I am, right? Like as I'm getting into it, you know, I've had my criticisms more than most. The people that are more into AEW than I am are shitting on that. And it's like, oh, it didn't do the natural progression like this. And I'm like, you guys are the ones that usually applaud AEW for not taking the simple WWE route. And they didn't do that here, and now you're complaining. I thought the Gage thing was insane.
I thought so too.
The head scissor spot into the glass sheet.
Amazing.
Amazing, but also like kind of
cringy.
Terrifying.
Right?
Yeah. I appreciate, and I'm going to sound like such a cliche here. I appreciate that those guys are willing to do that for my entertainment. Right?
Absolutely. And the fact that they did that for free on a Wednesday night episode of Rampage.
And the fact that AEW managed to get that on TV.
The pizza cutter. God.
Oh, no.
The Domino's.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
No, but here's my thing, though, right? And I'm just being honest, and this is not a dig at these guys. I appreciate everything that those guys did to their own bodies and well-being for our entertainment. I don't need a constant drip of action like that.
Right.
It's because eventually somebody's gonna like actually get hurt, and B, it should always be as shocking as it was, and if you get it all the time, then it's not, and then they stop getting the recognition that they deserve, which is kind of shit.
Right.
So I don't think, and it doesn't sound like Tony Khan is gonna start making that the regular, but then you go back to the brawls with Moxley and Omega when he was pile driving him through the glass table, and it's like, well, they're not scared to use the glass.
Right, exactly.
Anyways, I don't know, man. Like, if it had been more even up to this point, I would say Jericho gives MJF the win here to really put him over. Yeah. But Jericho hasn't gotten a single tag team, single, or group victory over MJF at any point.
Correct.
In this. I
think Jericho wins it.
I do.
Yeah.
I think
that and the whole stipulation, if he loses, he retires from in-ring. Jericho has more in the tank.
He's got a lot left in the tank.
Yes.
Although I do like him on commentary on Rampage.
I agree.
I don't know. The match is going to be really good. I think Jericho, as always, is transforming, and like he's not the spry little cruiserweight that most of us first encountered him as. I think he's got a great, like, this is where I am in my career arsenal. I don't know what this match is going to look like, though. I don't know whether this is going to be them trying to out-technique each other. I don't know whether this is going to be them just beating the shit out of each other, because they could do both equally well, I think. There's no, the stipulation about his career, but, like, as far as an in-ring stipulation, there isn't a stipulation in this match, is there?
Right.
Like, it's not a no-holds-barred or anything like that. Jericho frustrates MJF, and MJF gets himself disqualified, would be something a lot of people would bitch about, but it would also be Chris Jericho outsmarting MJF. I don't know whether they want to do that on a pay-per-view, but it's interesting. They've done it for so long now, though. Like, win or lose, what do you do with MJF after this?
There's always something for MJF. He's too good on the mic. Even without a Jericho MJF storyline, there's something for him.
Oh no, I wasn't being hypothetical. I was saying, like, what would you do with him?
Oh, next, obviously, yeah. I think you either let him go for the championship or go for the TNT title. One of the two. He goes for a title next.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, something that's good but not right now. Like, I don't think they do it yet. Is obviously MJF versus Punk.
Yeah,
has to happen at some point.
Yes.
Because the one thing that I will say is a bit lacking in some, like, I don't want to say lacking because again, it sounds like I'm criticizing the guy and I'm not. But the way that the last couple of things have gone with him and Jericho, he's done great with character. He's done great with storytelling. He's a great in WWE. I would say like some of them are superstars, some of them are wrestlers. Like
Yes.
he's shown himself as a great superstar, but I think they're underselling him as an actual wrestler a little bit because I think the character is taking more over. I would like to see him with somebody that could bring the actual like in-ring wrestling out of him a bit more.
I can agree with that.
Like not Daniel Bryan, but somebody like a Daniel Bryan would be good. Like if he branches off, even though it would still be sort of tied to the Jericho thing, if he branched off and had an entirely new feud with Sammy Guevara, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be great. I think that would help Sammy Guevara. I think it would continue MJF, and it would sort of be like the legacy of Jericho, even as Jericho's going on tour or whatever. It's gonna be a great match regardless. The ending's a toss-up. You know what's absolutely not a toss-up though? Kenny Omega's gonna keep that title.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
Especially now that Christian has the other one.
Yeah, Kenny's winning it, 100%. The match will be good, but Kenny wins.
Christian is here's a title contender for a night where we know the title's not going to be the main event.
Correct.
Like he's the guy that gets a title shot at the Royal Rumble is the example that I've used quite a bit. And it's not a disrespect thing. The match that they were the first match on the first episode of Rampage, and their match for the Impact title was awesome. I've never had anything bad to say about Christian, but I was surprised with how much we got out of Christian in that match.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And
I do like Christian being back in Impact as well, because there's like a little like feel good thing about it. Although we figured out a couple weeks ago that Christian always goes to companies to pick up other companies' belts.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, and I'm just saying this tongue in cheek before anybody listening gets on my case about it. But he went to TNA when their title was still the NWA title, so he held the NWA title in TNA. He held the ECW title in WWE. He had the big gold belt, which was basically the WCW belt in WWE. Yes. Now he's gone to AEW and gotten the Impact title.
Yes.
I just thought it was really cool. Somebody put a graphic up, and I put two and two together, and I'm just like, that's weirdly funny. This sort of like side association that he has with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and that group, but also the other little side association that he has with Frankie Kazarian, and Frankie Kazarian doing this awesome Elite Hunter gimmick.
Yes.
He should be on the card.
Frankie? Yeah. I agree with that.
If you weren't going to have the Good Brothers on the card, on the lower card, just have Frankie Kazarian taking on like Frankie Kazarian versus not Gallows, the other one. Carl Anderson. Just in a singles match would have been good, or like tell him to find a partner. He's allowed to team with Daniels one more time, and they take on the Good Brothers, something like that. I said it before. The Kazarian thing, because he's doing the Elite Hunter thing, his problem is with the whole group. He's not going after one of them for a specific title. They have to be very different in the way that they give him his payoff. Because I don't know what his payoff is, because he's not going to destroy the Elite single-handedly.
No, he won't.
If you want to do like a Team Omega versus Team Kazarian blood and guts match, I think that would be awesome. But
yes.
No, Kenny Omega is copy-paste every conversation we've ever had about Kenny Omega. Basically, I get it. He's a good wrestler. I still don't see the God status thing. I don't think I'm going to see the God status thing. It's fine. He dyed his hair black. Yay. They did way too much weird basketball stuff. There was no point.
I don't know either. They're being They're being marked for themselves at that point, I think.
Yeah.
But
I will say I'm not as disappointed as most people that we're not getting Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page.
I can agree, even though I wanted Hangman, because if it was Hangman, he was going to win the title.
Yeah, and I think when Hangman, like, even though it's not the story that I'm particularly into, whatever night they decide to give Hangman the title, it's going to be the main event.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not going to be the main event this Sunday.
Yeah, it won't.
My problem is, right, and I like Hangman away from Kenny Omega.
Right.
I think I like Hangman more than I like Kenny Omega. But I think there's a thing, and for the most part, it's true. AEW does more long-term storytelling than WWE. WWE has some long-term storytelling, even though nobody believes that. But I think occasionally the problem with AEW is they mistake long-term storytelling for a story that's just gone on a long time.
Right.
And I think, and that's not just an AEW thing, I think WWE had the same thing with Sasha Banks and Bayley. Oh, it's a great long-term story. No, they've just been fighting forever. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then they got together for a little bit, and then they licked each other's assholes, and now they're fighting again. Like,
oh God.
I don't know. Like, I'm not as bummed as most people that we're not getting the oh my god glorious finish of the Omega Page saga, because that's not what it is for me. I'm much more entertained by friggin' Hangman Page and the stuff that he does with the Dark Order.
Right, I agree with you.
Like the unofficial, never gonna be official leader of the Dark Order, Hangman Page. But yeah, no, it'll be good. It's going to be the sub-main event if they know what they're doing.
Right.
Because the main event is CM Punk and Darby Allin.
Absolutely, and that match is going to be fucking insane.
In the past couple of Rampage interviews I've done, reviews that I've done, I've talked to death my reaction to the CM Punk return, the challenge to Darby Allin, etc., etc. Floor is yours. Say whatever you want to say about the return of CM Punk.
I'm marked out like a motherfucker. I mean, we knew it was happening, but it's CM Punk. The man single-handedly made many people very happy with pro wrestling, and he is single-handedly doing it again. Darby is essentially a new era Punk. Maybe not the same in promo aspect, but in the same aspect of you're excited to see him wrestle every time he's in that ring. Put the two together and it's going to be a fucking fire, and just, God, that thing's going to they're throwing gasoline on it no matter what. That thing's going to fucking blow up, and this match is going to be great no matter what. I honestly I can't call who wins it, because it could be Punk, it could be Darby, honestly. The way how they book it, I don't know. Obviously, I think it's going to be Punk, because you're not going to come in and just automatically lose your first match. But however, Punk's not in this to just win matches. He's in this to be a fucking, a person who he wants to wrestle everybody. So why not put over everybody? Not necessarily lose every time, but
yeah.
Fuck. Darby is legitimately going to be one of the top names for wrestling for years to come.
Absolutely true. I can't disagree with the thing, but the way I put it a lot simpler on Twitter a couple weeks ago. And this is my opinion, other people are going to have the people that they like more or less or whatever. In my opinion, it is the greatest AEW creation so far versus the greatest name they could have brought in.
Yes.
I don't think there's any, like, I don't want to analyze this too much, because I sort of want to leave it as what it is, right? Mm-hmm. But Cody Rhodes wasn't created in AEW. Cody Rhodes created AEW. Same thing with the Bucks, same thing with Omega, same thing with Page, same thing with a lot of other people. But as far as the people that became somebody, in AEW, like for the first time, I think the single most over creation they have is Darby Allin.
Yes.
And on the other side of the coin, this isn't just an AEW thing. I think this is all over. I mean, I don't know much about Japan. I don't know much about Brit Rest and all that kind of thing. But as far as mainstream North American wrestling, there is all due respect to Bray Wyatt, Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, etc. This is the one that makes the biggest waves.
Yes,
absolutely. This is the best we've got versus the best we could bring in.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has to be any more than that. I do think it's kind of funny that they did it 3 weeks ago, and they've had talking segments since, and they've done video packages since. And again, it's a case, like I said earlier, where you didn't have to do anything else. You could have had Punk come out, make his speech in Chicago that night, call out Darby Allin, maybe put out a graphic later on that night, and you could have sold this pay-per-view on that and never said another word about it until Sunday.
Right.
So I think they did a little too much, but that is the smallest, nitpickiest thing that I can say about this, other than the fact that it's going to be fucking awesome. And I don't think it's so out of the realm of possibility either that Punk loses and puts Darby over, because he'll be over $1 million. But yes. I do think Punk is going to win. And something that I've been saying a lot on my NXT, especially takeover previews and whatnot, is lose like a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you put Darby Allin, somebody that is as over and as loved in that company as Darby Allin is, in the hands of somebody like CM Punk, if Darby loses on Sunday, he's going to lose like a winner, and everybody's going to win.
Yes.
Unless there's a little bit of interference.
I don't think we get interference in this match.
I don't think we get interference either. But if you do get interference, gotta get interference from 2.0. Come down and see if anybody wants a taste.
Hard pass.
Nah, I had to stick that in there somewhere. I'm really happy for those dudes because they were really funny in NXT, and NXT didn't do anything with them. And now they've been in AEW for 2 months, and they're fighting with Sting and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Those guys have got to be doing the whole what is this life thing, right?
Who did we make happy?
Yeah. And they're bringing the other guy. I know Garcia's been on Dark, probably. I don't watch Dark because I don't believe wrestling should give you homework. Right. But I like him too. So the fact that they not only came into AEW, but they immediately adopted him as well into this little trio. The trios titles are coming soon. Yeah. So
very soon.
There's a lot of trios. There's a lot of trios.
Yes.
But yeah, Punk versus Darby is the match. Punk showing up in AEW. Yes. Punk showing up in AEW was bigger than AEW.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Even though I try to be unbiased, and even though I have said good things about AEW from the get, there's people a lot more anti-AEW than me. There's people that are anti-WWE, anti-NXT, people that still watch Impact and think that Impact is going to take over Raw one day because they're cute like that. I think it's pretty fair to say, without being mushy and sentimental or anything like that, Punk coming back, no matter where it was, sort of brought everybody together for a couple of minutes.
Right.
Because there was a weird sadness around his leave. Because it wasn't oh, I've broken my leg, I can't wrestle anymore. It's no, this place is so shit. They make me not want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So, it's good. And then there was that guy in the crowd that was crying, and everybody made fun of him, because the internet is a shitty place to be. I'm with that guy, man. Fuck it.
Right.
Why not? If you're making fun of that guy, it's because you don't have anything in your life that you like as much as that dude liked seeing Punk in that arena that night. Don't be dicks. It's pretty fucking simple. And that's about it. That's
all out.
That's all out. Then I can't wait to talk about. You know what I can't wait to talk about? I can't wait to talk about the fallout from All Out. Hey, should we say, or I don't know. I was gonna leave it as a surprise, but I don't really care. You guys know I've been reviewing Rampage. Obviously, I didn't review Rampage this week because it's Friday night and me and Guapo are doing this.
Yes.
We're going to get up and start talking about some Dynamite.
Yes, sir.
As much as I can grab Guapo when work and life aren't taking him away. Because NXT is about to die, and I want to talk about other stuff. And it's way easier, as you guys know. Jake DeMarco has been my big leaning post on this channel for a while. I'm going to squish him soon. so I'm going to start leaning on Guapo a little bit more.
That's right, everybody. Guapo's taking the role. Guapo's pushing Jake DeMarco out of the reins, and that's right, taking my rightful spot on this channel. That is right. You can get rid of me, Jake DeMarco. Come at me.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. No. Big, as always, big love to my buddy Jake DeMarco.
Absolutely, Jake. You're a good guy no matter what. No matter what your mother tells me.
Jake's one of the few people that will come on here and still talk about WWE. So you gotta love him for that.
There you go. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you feel that way and do that to yourself. But it's okay, because guess what? You can find WWE in a trash can, because that's where it's going. And you can find AEW this Sunday night all out in the Sears Center in Chicago, Illinois.
What if they have to cancel the main event because CM Punk got COVID?
Getting the fuck out of here. Bye. You find him on Twitter.
Anyways, so hopefully, all things being equal, we will do this Wednesday, if you're available, and we will catch all.
My hangover should be over because I plan on getting kind of schwasty watching All Out.
Well, it's a holiday for us here on Monday, so I'm gonna have
us here too. So
I'm gonna have a few drinks, and then I'm gonna have a few more drinks, and it's gonna be good. And
I'm going to be getting what is called Joey Janela drunk, a.k.a. lots of White Claw.
Oh, you mean back down Janela?
Yeah. getting the Janela.
So all things...
I'm sorry, he's heel now, so it's Truly's.
That's true. But no, all things being equal, if you're not, like, dead at work, first Dynamite review this coming Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
All right, and indeed, it will be the Fallout from All Out, just because I like saying that, because it's super lame. Guapo, tell them where to find you.
But it's catchy and works. You can catch me on Twitter at Guapo_504. I don't ever tweet, but hey, if I get more followers, maybe I'll start.
There we go. So Guapo_504. It's the same on Instagram, right?
I don't have an Instagram.
Okay, Spaz is just delusional, and it's very tired in here. Oh no, it's Kristen that has Guapo, that has...
Yeah, Kristen has the Black Cat Feline channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, which...
Channel.
The dead channel. That is the Black Cat Feline. But hey, if you want to go check out some old videos of Guapo, Suave, and the Black Cat Feline Kristen over at the Black Cat Feline on YouTube, you can see some old videos, some fun editing when we actually cared about WWE. That's right, we actually used to like it.
What's hysterical is that, like, me and her do Fix now, and I'm like, hey, Kristen, tell them where to find you, and she's like, you could find me basically here. Anyways, you guys know where to find me, or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been the return of the almighty Senor Guapo. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, me and Senor Guapo are tagging out. Bye, guys.
Adios, mis amigos.